Welcome to a technical and descriptive starter guide to Ronin. Ronin is what the game would consider a duelist, however this character can be played with an aggressive defensive style, which we discussed later on. Ronin is an SMG/assault rifle class character. Her starting weapons are both very effective and a great starting point for newer players. Both weapons have their pros and cons, but both are very effective. The SLC is a great, fast-paced SMG that I personally use frequently on other rogues. It is a .5 TTK with headshots and a .64 with only body shots. Getting this gun to purple will essentially bring it to its peak. Gold tier only reduces recoil and suppresses the gun, but it has a very controllable recoil direction already. Tier 2/blue increases mag size, but is not super essential. It is a nice addition to give the gun a little bit more forgiveness. Tier 3/purple is where it gets to its peak. Increased hipfire accuracy and jump penalty removal skyrockets this gun to top notch. This will be important later. The KA-30 is another really good option for Ronin. For more open maps, this is the superior choice to the SLC. The KA has a slightly better TTK for headshots at .45, but a worse body shot TTK at .68. This is close enough to the SLC that it is irrelevant for the most part. However, the main takeaway is the range. Maps like High Castle and Glacier are examples of maps with longer ranges that are not favorable for SMGs, but ARs will thrive a lot better. SMGs can be used in these maps, but you'll have better odds if you use an assault rifle due to the increased amount of open spaces and the range the rifle will offer. The KA at Tier 3 has good hipfire and reduced recoil, making it a very solid choice for one's primary, allowing it to handle a multitude of ranges in one package. The katana is not the most potent melee option available, but it is a good balance between the throwing axe and claymore. It can one-tap a rogue unless tenacity or armor is purchased like the throwing axe, and it can two-shot if used normally when upgraded like the claymore and sledgehammer. When using this weapon, it is advised to throw it around a corner, but in a panic, using your melee key to swing normally can help save a scuffed close-range engagement. Ronin has grenades and smoke grenades. Both, if utilized correctly, can be very effective at assisting you in winning matches and engagements. Smokes are super effective at shutting down sniper lanes with the exception of Fixer. However, we'll get back to that as well. They are useful for securing objectives and getting a res safely. Grenades are great for ending someone third-person peeking, waiting for you to make a move. Dropping a grenade near the corner will cause them to either have to move back out of the grenade or take damage, making the engagement much easier to win. They're also effective at breaking down anvil barricades if needed. Ronin's throwing knife is the key to her arsenal. It will one-shot any rogue with the exception of a maxed-out anvil. This makes it an effective deterrent or picking tool, allowing her to play an aggressive defensive role as you can use the knife to manipulate how an enemy will push or cause them to focus on the knife and allow you time to res/capture or push up and get the kill. If you use the knife as a set it and forget it type trap, you can use it to trap corners and ledges. Ledges are super easy to get free kills with. Most of the ledges in Rogue Company are at angles that won't allow you to shoot the knife, meaning they have to take a completely different route or risk a detonation and throw a life away. Here are a couple of great trap spots in Palace to help you give you ideas of what I'm referring to. Another great use of the knife is to counter camping fixers. Fixers' thermal vision can't see the knife when thrown at them, so this forces them to leave the smoke safety or move to the edge where their eyes will become visible and vulnerable, allowing you to kill them. Ronin's passive is not the most game-changing passive, but it is a useful one. It makes pushes/flanks against more fortified or scanning characters notably easier, as you can't be seen on radar. This slight advantage makes you more visible than any other character, with Lancer being a close second with their temporary radar removal. Using this to your advantage is a huge boost to your effectiveness and can assist you with getting the tide-changing flank or pick. I'm going to quickly break down all of Ronin's perks and inform you which have their practicality and when they should be bought in my personal opinion. While using the KA-30, corner peeking will feel snappier and quicker, but with the SLC, most of your engagements will be quick, jumpy, and hip-fired, meaning Stalker won't be needed. Tenacity is a great perk if your opponents are using a lot of grenades. Playing against a trench or runway, it can be a huge annoyance saver against their trip mines. Against other Ronins, it is not as necessary as their knives will still one-tap you. Playing against lots of axe throwers or melee users can make this perk be a game changer. Playing around your knife is important, but energized only cuts 9 seconds off your knife. That is 3 knives assuming maximum duration demo match. This is the same as without the perk. This perk is more useful in strikeout, but only marginally. This perk is nice to get the knife a little earlier, but should not be prioritized. Simple Hands, in my opinion, is an S tier perk and should be purchased sooner rather than later. Minimizing downtime on your gun is huge. It also increases swap speed to your knife, allowing quicker throws and emergency throws become easier to pull off. The main benefit is the reload and general swap speed, but the faster throwing knife equip is notable. This perk is nice as getting more kills without reloading is very convenient, but dodging off to the side and reloading is not hard and is usually an option. Get this perk after other important perks. Blaster is such a scam perk on this character. Against every rogue at base, your knife will one-shot with a direct hit or trap. Direct hits will one-shot any rogue beside Max of Anvil. Blaster does not change that fact. Using it as a trap is a different story. With blue armor purchased, it will still be one-shot. If blue tenacity or purple armor is bought, it won't one-shot. However, with blue tenacity, you can one-shot them with blaster. This is the only notable change with any other perk besides blue tenacity, which is only on 2 characters, Ronin and Vi. It will stop you from being one-shot. Even then, buying 2 more tiers in your primary or being closer to bounce back is a much better option than wasting 10k for a one-shot on 2 rogues instead of leaving them at 12 health. Shredder is a really useful perk if playing against armored characters, giving you a slightly faster TTK and giving you a slightly higher chance of coming out alive from that engagement. Also, if you're consistently going on a tear against the enemy team and running out of ammo, this perk is one of the most useful, so you can keep using a gun that is familiar to you and not worry about finding a replacement. Bounce back is an S tier perk. After buying your primary to tier 3, buy this perk next. Cutting 3 seconds off your health regen is huge to successfully surviving. Quickly escaping to regen and getting back in can let you heal without allowing your opponent to heal, or just general survivability. With all that in mind, here's my personal recommendation of a buy order. Getting your primary to tier 3 to get that assisted hipfire accuracy and to jump penalty removal. Getting your primary up to counter the other pushes is super useful and can allow you to be super aggressive with hipfire bonus. Buying bounce back after is super handy to keep yourself alive after an engagement or escape to live for the next fight. Next, I'd recommend gadgets. If the team is playing a sniper and consistently hitting pigs, then I recommend getting 1 tier smoke. Grenades are awesome if your opponents are playing super slow and corner peeking. This, as stated earlier, can help resolve this combat scenarios. I'd only recommend getting these gadgets if you're noticing the scenarios are consistently playing out. Nimble hands would be next just to boost your primary. This is followed by gunsmith for the same reason. The rest is upgraded at your own pace. Katana is an anomaly for deciding when to buy it, in my opinion. If you're skilled with the sword, then buying it early to at least blue tier for the extra throw damage is nice to get picks or counter an aggressive push if you're low health. However, if you suck with the sword and can't throw it well, it'll get you killed more than it will help you. Use it at your own discretion. I personally buy it after nimble hands in my buy order. Jumping around corners with the SLC is the easiest way to use the gun. After the tier 3 upgrade, there is no penalty to jumping, so sprinting and jumping around a corner makes it easy to get a free kill. The main reason to do this is to jump past their crosshair and get the first shots in. Demo, when everyone plays slow and holds tight angles, this is an amazing method to quickly get the jump on someone. This technique can be enhanced with your throwing knife and or katana for an instant kill. KA-30 is not as easy to use as the SLC, but is still not hard to get the hang of. Spraying at long ranges is surprisingly effective, and hipfiring up close is hugely effective and not that hard to get the hang of. I'd recommend going to the shooting range and practicing your long range sprays and try to get them more consistent. Once you've done that, move over to the second half of the shooting range and move to the top platform in the back and try shooting the running NPC. Practicing shooting a moving player is important. Counters to Ronin to be wary of. Due to not having bulletproof or armor, Ronin is pretty squishy. Shotguns will quickly dispatch you and kill you before you can react. Snipers are good shutdowns for most characters, but due to the aggressive nature of your character, you can be exposed more, so pay attention to cover near you and when they are peeking their lane, or an angle near you. As with most rogues, if you don't have the drop on someone, the fight is not in your favor, so playing to your flanking class and avoiding fair fights will win you more fights. Lastly, the knife is not hard to avoid if used as a mine. There's a loud beep and a general notification if it is near you, allowing you time to move. Ronin's knife is a great way of slowing down aggressive characters like Lancer and Switchblade, allowing you to get the res or capture, plant, defuse. Her knife, like a sniper, has the potential to one-tap any rogue and will turn the tide if used effectively. If you're able to flank a sniper lane, you have a field day on the sniper rogues without close-range backups. Intel rogues like Talon, Dallas, Seeker have no effect on Ronin due to her passive, meaning you can push with a teammate or flank and their scanners won't detect you. Always look for flanks. If an opponent is watching an angle or playing slowly, getting behind them and removing their cover will make them super easy to kill, and since you can't be seen on radar, this makes it easier to do. When setting your dart as a trap, it's beneficial to place it back a little from the direct edge of a surface so that your attacker has to take a wider angle to see the dart, or they won't notice it. Lastly, use your dart frequently. If used correctly, it's a free kill every time. Hopefully this guide was helpful, and if I missed anything, feel free to let me know in the comments. Also, if you're interested in any other rogues or mechanics in this game, or open review, drop a comment on which you'd like next, and subscribe to see the next review when it goes live. Lastly, big thanks to my friend Batz, who offered to edit this whole video for me. Link to his channel will be in the description.